What is up, Clashers? Welcome back to yet another crazy, wacky, exciting video version of how to beat that base, guys. Today we'll be focusing on the square base, the typical merry-go-round base. We have 4 replays to get through today, and I will be playing them all at about 125% speed just because we want to get through them. Now, this was actually a push attack. This was a complete accident. I dropped a wall breaker instead of hitting the next button. Fucking rip. I know everyone who's been there if you've ever tried to push to Titans or Legend League before. So let's go, let's get right into it. As you can see, this is my typical push strat. I got a golem, I got about 19 Valkyries. The golem and the wizards are over there just to funnel on one side. Then I'm going to send in several Valkyries on the other side to try and create a very similar funnel. And then we just try and funnel the fuck out of our Valkyries right down the middle to the core there. CC troops are normally helpful to bring in the Valks, but it really depends on what's in them. Sometimes we can get away with having no troops in there, which is honestly ideal. It's like the perfect situation. But as you can see, we've created our funnel for the most part. We're gonna bop that Warden ability fairly soon. I think we got most of the Valkyries, but anyways, it looks like pretty much a straight beeline. We got a lot of the Valkyries in there. A fair amount still wanted to go around the outside and kind of be stupid little girls, but what can you do? Anyways, we raged, we healed, we raged again. Barb King, Archer Queen, and Grand Warden just doing all sorts of work. Started our hogs in on the back end. Again, this one was a complete accident. I don't even think it had CC troops, to be honest. So this is just an example of how to funnel on this typical square base and how to create a funnel. What sort of troops you can use. We used the golem here, obviously. But at this point, it is clearly a wrap. There is no way that we're not going to 3-star here. It only took us about a minute and 45, maybe just under 2 minutes to completely dummy this base. But yeah, that's exactly what it is, guys. It's very simple. Funnel on the left, attack from the right kind of thing. Let's get right into the next replay, shall we? Now, this was actually a war attack. This one was a little bit more calculated. We queen walked this one. This one was pretty much a max Town Hall 11 at the time, save, of course, the walls and the heroes. The heroes are quite scrubby. And one of the bad things about this base is both the heroes are in the core. So heroes in the core will often pull your Valkyries right to the core. So the new age of square bases have most of the heroes outside of the core, have the distraction skeletons as well outside of the core, because they will pull Valkyries in as well. You want nothing to be pulling these Valkyries into the core. But anyways, as you can see, we queen walked from the north, and then we got a golem coming in from the east, and wizards, same idea. All we're doing is kind of cutting off the queen on her walk and making sure we're going to create a funnel there, and then we can send in the Valkyries right beside the queen and have them ideally beeline right to that core. Now, we're using earthquakes over jump spells. I switch it up sometimes. I thought this base was more than sufficient to throw down with earthquakes. Our Warden ability was a little bit late, in my opinion. It wasn't bad, like it wasn't too shabby, but it could have been a little bit more prompt and therefore maybe saved a couple more Valkyries. We didn't even lure the clan castle on this one. I think we knew what it was before we attacked it, so it wasn't really a huge devastating issue in my opinion. Queen's gonna come take out those balloons fairly quickly. Queen, take out those balloons, please. Either way, we start our cleanup on the sides just because we don't want to get timed out. This isn't really the attack strategy that's ever going to get you timed out, because it's you either get it done in like a minute and a half because it's so freaking completely overpowered, or or you're screwed, or all your troops are gone in the first minute. So getting timed out isn't really a huge issue, but it's always still nice and clean to get this attack done in like 2 minutes. Make sure you place your wizards, your minions, whatever your cleanup crew troops are, your goblins appropriately and quickly, just so they can have plenty, so you have ample time left over, so you're not panicking. Anyways, guys, that was an easy triple, a max Town Hall 11. Let's move on to the next replay, shall we? So here we go. This is another typical boxy merry-go-round base. This one, however, the defenses are extremely shite. Both Infernos are single target as well as being level 1. This was actually a fairly good attacker in my opinion, Fish Ant, but you still had to create a funnel on this base. Even though the defenses are so low, if he didn't create a funnel, he could have easily not 3-starred this base. So that wasn't, he also had a lava loon in his clan castle. Like, who the hell puts lava loons in the clan castle anymore against Valkyries and things of that nature? It's kind of pointless. It's just flying up there and being stupid. But anyways, he started with the queen walk on the left, the west side, and then he put in his golems at the south with the wizards just to create that funnel and ideally make sure that Valkyries make a beeline right to the core. He's going to drop a jump on the beginning of that core to make sure they go in. There it is. He placed it pretty well, actually, just to make sure that there's still a fair amount of Valkyries on the outside. But again, since both Infernos are single target, it's not like it's really doing any devastating damage. It's only targeting one Valkyrie at a time. In this case, it actually has the King. The King died, but not a huge deal. He's got Hogs coming in from the right side to help with the cleanup. He had more than enough Valkyries. I don't even think he needs the Hogs. Again, the defense levels of these defenses, of their point defenses, of their splash damage, are absolute ass. They're just complete shit. So this was a very easy 3-star, but again, a good example of how to funnel on the square base. A lot of people I noticed break into these corner compartments to do that, to help create the funnel, and I think that's a great idea. I think it actually helps out and it works a lot of the time. But let's get into our last replay. So here we are. To finish us off is the Fizz God with the final square base of the evening. This one, the walls are absolute AIDSy, as you can see. But he is doing something very similar. He's actually a Town Hall 11 at this point. He's actually a Town Hall like 9.75 or whatever you want to call it. But so he brought 2 golems. He did not queen walk this at all. He brought 2 golems and some Valkyries. So he put in a golem, several wizards, and several Valkyries to make that funnel, which was a very good job because the Valkyries just kind of plow through those walls. They'll tank for the wizards a little bit longer and really create an effective funnel. That Warden ability was on point. It was very well done. Now the Valkyries there's still a fair amount of them going around the outside, but both these Infernos are set to single target, which really hurt this guy and really kind of made it so he fucked himself here. There's no way that he is not defending against this. He needs at least one multi-target there. So he sent in his Hogs already, dropped him in a heal, and this is looking promising. It seems like there's no way that this is not going to be a 3-star. That was a great funnel creation in my opinion. Golem, several wizards, and several Valkyries on each side just to create that funnel so everything goes right down to the core. He got this done in like a minute and 40 seconds or something like that, so it was a very well done, very calculated attack, and this is a great example of funneling on the square bases without using a queen walk for those of you who don't have a high enough level queen. Well, that about concludes this video on how to beat them merry-go-round bases. We've seen Town Hall 10s and 11s do it, now you go do it too. Anyways, make sure to drop a like if you found these replays useful, and bop that sub button for more friends. This has been Houseurrest, and as always, enjoy your freedom.